Guys, be honest. Who looks like they'd be better at faking a pregnancy? Maggie Mayfield or me? I'm in like my 10th trimester. We're in Austin, so it's okay to have a beard. Guys, I haven't talked to my dad in about 6 years. And, it's okay to cut toxic people out of your life, That's why he won't return my calls. What can you do, guys? I'll keep working on that one. I'm going to work on that joke for like 4 or 5 years until it's like the best joke that I've ever done. And unfortunately, no matter how good it gets, he's not going to want to call me. I'm just going to have to live with it, guys. It's the life of an artist, Well, I don't know if you guys can tell from my accent, but I'm originally from northern Michigan. Yeah, if you ever meet anybody from northern Michigan, they love one thing more than anything. It is to show you where they're from on the handman. Oh, they can't get enough of it, I'm telling you. And they find out, like, oh, Alden, I hear you're from Michigan, what part? And I'll be like, I'm from Detroit. That's true, Yeah, I'm starting to get older myself. I turned 40 recently. And I was going through. Oh, thank you. I made it. Only 2 more years to go. Oh, yeah. I mean, statistically. Yeah. I was going through some of my own things. Doing a little reminiscing there, and I found a bucket list I had written in my 20s. First item on there, it said, become a millionaire by 30. Yeah. Well, I'm only 1,017,000 short, guys. Also, as I said, I'm 40, so probably just going to cross that one off. Yeah, and then on there it said, do a woman twice your age. Again, I'm 40, so, that might be illegal, I don't know. Probably just gonna cross that one off there, Then it said on there, own your own home, and I was like, good one, young Alden. That's probably not gonna happen, guys. Unless I meet a woman twice my age. Still hope, Yeah, down at the bottom there it said, learn how to speak fluent Japanese, and I was like, watashi wa chikan desu. You guys probably know what that means, right? Just cross it off. Just cross it off. It's not going to happen, guys. Does anyone in the middle actually speak Japanese? Yeah, me neither. I'll keep working on it. What I tried to say was I am a pervert, but a lot of Japanese people don't know what I'm saying, so it's fine. Yeah, I get a little older, like I say, and I'm trying to do some things to work on my health, So I used to be a power lifter back in high school, so I figured, I'll just pick up where I left off, Anyway, so I threw 400 pounds up on the squat rack, okay? And I'm knocking them out, it's going okay, throwing them up there, and then I get done, my balls kind of hurt, I was like, good, that means the testosterone's kicking in. That's what you want, I'm trying to get jacked here, And I woke up the next day though, and man, my stomach kind of hurt, I was like, I wonder if I gave myself a hernia, Well, I looked it up, and pro tip, guys, if you get a hernia, it's not just gonna go away, okay? You gotta get a surgery. It's about $8,000. So that's when I realized I absolutely do not have a hernia. This looks normal, right? It's hard to know what to do for your health, I started taking some supplements, I'm taking the lion's mane mushrooms, trying to gas up the brain a little bit, And I know that's working, because I keep remembering to buy it, so. It worked pretty good, Well, and it's hard to know what to eat, for a long time, I was cooking with canola oil. Come to find out, that's a seed oil. Yeah, don't be doing that. That's like engine grease. That's like, you're supposed to be doing that, so. I got to switch over to a nice, healthy olive oil. Olive oil is what's good, I guess, so yeah, you got to do that. And then But I showed my girlfriend the olive oil I bought. She's like, ugh, this is like the cheap garbage olive oil. Oh man, you gotta get the virgin cold pressed 3 times more expensive one. That's what's good. I was like, oh, okay. That's only like $20 a liter or something. So I'm doing that, and then I'm cooking with it. Well, I seen a video online that if you cook olive oil at too high of a temperature, it'll oxidize it. And man, you do not want to get oxygen in your body. That's like poison, you don't want to do that. So I was like, okay, well, better switch over to, like a coconut oil. That's what's good. That's got a higher smoke point. That's important there. So I'm cooking with that. But then I went and got a physical, and my doctor's like, man, your LDL cholesterol is just off the charts. What, are you eating coconut oil? Nah, you got to switch over to nice healthy seed oil like canola oil. What now? I don't know. Fish oil? I don't know. I don't even tell you what kind of fish it is. So I don't know what to do, guys. Tell you, I started taking a total B vitamin. That's been working pretty good. 1 pill, all the B vitamins that you can need. You pop that in. I'm feeling pretty good. Then I went to use the bathroom. I can only describe the color as like highlighter liquid. Yeah, I'm like, wow, at least I know it's working. Then I looked at the back of the B vitamin bottle there, and it said it had 87,000% of the B vitamins you need for 1 day. And I was like, well, I don't know a lot about percentages, but that seems high. Why don't we just shoot for 100%? Again, 1 pill, I took enough B vitamins for Canada. It seems like a waste. Anyways. One thing I've been doing is swimming, and around my apartment building, I have an identity. I'm known as the guy who swims in the unheated pool when it's cold. That's literally all people know about me where I live, They're like, there he is. That's the guy who swims in the unheated pool when it's cold. Look how hairy and masculine he is. Oh, you should come over here and fuck me. Yeah, that's me where I live, Anyways, I walked by the pool the other day, the pool was closed, and I was like, why is the pool closed, And they go, oh yeah, well, we checked the filters, and we found a bunch of what we hope is beard hair, Also, we found an irregular amount of B vitamins in the pool, so here's a bill for 1,000 gallons of water. I'm like, could be anybody, Any of you guys doing those Zyns? A couple people. I quit smoking. I switched over to doing the pouches. The Zyns. It's cheaper. They're not allowed to say this, but I think it's healthier because you're not inhaling smoke. Again, they're not allowed to say that. I was reading an article about it, and they say that if you put the Zyns in your lip there, it's going to distend your gum line. People are worried about that, so you got to watch out. And so in response, guys have been taking the Zyns and they've put them up the butt. And I get it. It's like a York peppermint patty, plus nicotine on your back door. So, I see the appeal there, I guess guys aren't worried about distended butt, So. Anyways, in that same article I read, the guys are taking the Zyns and they're putting them in their foreskins.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they're calling that a Zyn. Yeah, a lot of guys are. I can't do that. A lot of guys are doing that. I heard that guys are taking the Zyn, they're putting it in their foreskin, and they're sharing it with a friend. In the butt. Yeah, they're calling that Zyn docking. You guys will catch up with all the lingo here. I know it's all new. Basically, doctors are saying don't do that. It's bad for your skin. Also, if you put it in your foreskin there, you got to be careful because again, it's got nicotine in it. It's addicting. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is Jesus died for our Zyns, but he only died for the ones he knew about at the time. You see. So if he had a second coming, he'd be like, "You guys are doing your what with your what now?" I don't think that's covered. Sinners. You gotta watch out. Well, it's funny, I was in a bathroom, not this one, but I was the one over at Roscoe's there, and I seen a sign on the wall. It says, you're not supposed to drink when you're pregnant. Well, everybody knows that. This is Texas, you have to keep the baby, It's a little more optional, you know. I thought, man, who is this sign for? I mean, honestly, the women who are responsible enough to read a warning sign are not drinking when they're pregnant, okay? And women who are drinking when they're pregnant are not strong readers. Again, this is in the men's room, so all you pregnant men, be warned. Also, you're not supposed to smoke when you're pregnant. I think people pretty much know that. But you can Zyn if you want. You just gotta put it up your butt. Because then it's like below the baby. So it's not gonna affect its development. You know, it's science, guys. Yeah, it's just, pretty soon it'll be all over the podcast. Just like, whoop, there we go. Man, I had some trouble last week. I was trying to return a non-refundable plane ticket. And I was like, this is going to be a challenge. It literally says, I knew that when I bought it. I was like, it says non-refundable. You know, I was like, well, you know what? I'm feeling it, though. I'm going to go for it. But I was like, you know what? I don't want to start off with the final boss of like Delta Airlines, you know. I'm going to return some other stuff, and then, you know, I'm going to build up my confidence, you know. So that's what I'm going to do, you know. So, I had a bottle of olive oil. I don't know if you guys buy stuff from the H-E-B, but if you get it from the Hill Country, it says 100% guarantee or your money back. So I was like, okay, I'm going to test that. So I had a bottle of olive oil. I used up 90% of it. I had a little dribble in the bottom there, and I took it up there. And I go, hey, I'd like to return this. And the guy goes, oh, what was wrong with it? I was like, oh man, the viscosity was way off. You know? Don't get me started about viscosity. I could go all day, you know what I mean? And yeah, there was no follow-up, so yeah. Here's your $4, you know, like, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah. Could you point me to the olive oil? I gotta get out of here. Yeah, that worked out pretty good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to return. I took a book back to the bookstore, actually, and I told them, you know what, I just didn't like the ending. And they're like, well, this is a coloring book, but okay. You know. Yeah, that's right, you know. They're not gonna start something with an adult illiterate, I'll tell you that. 16 back for that one, you know, pretty good. So now I'm ready to go up against Delta, you know. And I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a tense negotiation. It literally says non-refundable. So, you know, I gotta think, how am I gonna negotiate this? So anyways, I call them. And the first thing they do, put me on hold for an hour and a half. That's a strong negotiating tactic. You know? Like, I gotta hit them with something good, you know, so. I saw my girlfriend's niece, and she was screaming at her parents in a restaurant because she wanted to get some Chick-fil-A. You know, I go, hey, that's a strong negotiating tactic. That's what I should do. You know, so I get on there. Finally, somebody answered, and I go, please, please, please give me the refund. Please, 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 please. I need to pay my rent. Please, please, I need this money so bad. And they're like, hey, calm down there, fellow. I'm like, please, 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 please. And they're like, whoa, hey, whoa, please, please. Okay, listen. You sound a little unhinged, first of all. We cannot give you a cash refund, but what we can do for you, we give you e-credit, okay? So then, you know, you can use it for another flight. Okay, you know? And they're like, and again, you sound a little unhinged, so we're gonna edge you the no flights. I'm gonna call that a win. That's pretty good. All right, I got one more for you guys, then we got out of here there. Yeah, I heard a quote the other day. They say that comparison is the theft of joy. That's only true if they're doing better than you. You're having a tough day, go over to Walmart, do a little people watching, you know. Man, I got clean underwear. Life's going pretty good. What you can do is, let's say you have a tough weekend, what you can do is, Monday morning, you can go to the courthouse. Anybody can go, okay? And they're clearing out the drunk tank from the weekend. These guys got to stand in front of the judge and be like, please don't take my driver's license. And you're like, man, my life's going pretty good. You know? I'll tell you, the real theft of joy is my girlfriend waking me up from my nap. She goes, listen, Shelby's not doing so good. We got to take Shelby to the vet. Oh, that's not good. Yeah, Shelby apparently had a brain tumor. They're like, well, to look at that, it's going to be about a $10,000 MRI. And I go, well, what are the other options? I go, oh, well, you know, we could do a little euthanasia. It's like, whoa, hey, we're moving kind of fast here, you know. So, anyways, we scoop up Shelby, and we go to the room where they execute the animals, okay? And it's nice because, you know, she gets to hold Shelby while they're going to put in the poison, okay? So Tina's holding Shelby and she's crying, and I'm holding Tina and I'm crying. Okay, they're about to put in the poison, and Tina looks at me and goes, "Do you think Shelby's going to heaven?" Pro tip, guys, say yes. This isn't the time to discuss nihilism or anything heaven and hell exists. Just be like, yeah, she's going to heaven, okay? All right. Anyway, I've been all the shot. Thank you so much.